Shemai everyone, how are you all? I'm Nikki from Nikki Next Crafts, and I'm actually on day, look at me, I'm checking around for the date, 14th of my 24 days of WIPMAS. However, I haven't been able to film, I wasn't able to film Friday or Saturday. Things have just been a little bit bonkers. Yesterday, I went to help out in Breakfast with Santa in school. So we had some very, very excited 3 and 4 year olds, and we did a craft activity. And then in the afternoon, I went stitching with friends, and the day just sort of ran away with me. And Friday, I had to return my cardio monitor back to the hospital. And then I don't really know what I did with the rest of the day, but it wasn't filming a video. So I am back. I have got some progress to show you. My last project that came up on my whip wheel was the Magical Gingerbread Sal by Historical Sampler Company, and I have done a little bit more. I had only done like this little corner here. I've extended this side and I finished this side, and I filled the red in. I've done a little bauble and a star, and as I say every time, when it's time to put it away, then I'm really sorry. I'm thinking, oh. But I am planning on joining Lindsay Stitching Magic 111 and Sharon from How She Stitches on their festive Fridays, because I have got a few designs to work on. So I had to spin my wheel on my own, which didn't have the same feeling, I must be honest, guys. I did miss you all. And this one came up. It was Satsuma Street Holiday House. So I did make a start on this yesterday. I had only done a little bit. I had started the doorway in a little bit of the Nutcracker's hat, but I've done his face. I've actually done his beard as well, but it's a bit tricky to tell. And this is like a blue marbled Ada. As you can see, I'm a long way from a finish. But yesterday was my first day working on it, so I think I did about 2.5 hours on it. So I'm going to carry on with that today. And that's kept in my project binder, which I always say don't look too closely because my binding is a bit pants. But the nice thing is, because of the way you can see all the flosses and their numbers, there was so many flosses for this one, so I've got them on the other side. And then because I have actually converted some of my colours to anchor, I had my notes then in this side. I'm just determined to use my anchor up these days, and the conversions are pretty good because I tend to check against my master set then. If it is totally off, then I'll sort of choose the next colour in DMC or whatever. But so yeah, I'm going to carry on with that one today, because as I say every single time, when you're working on it, you think, oh, why haven't I done more work on this? This is great fun. But what I have been a bit rubbish at doing is taking a before and after photo. So I just tend to have after photos rather than the before photo. So yeah. But as I say, I can see his beard there, but it's not showing up very well on camera. I promise you, he hasn't had a shave. Now, there's been a few fabric order deliveries, because I'm now thinking of the new year. Too far away. I'm now thinking of the new year, and I'm thinking of projects that people might need bags for. So my first one was actually 2 orders from my sewing box. Excellent company to deal with. So I've got this one. I love this one. I think this is Dashwood, is it? Dashwood Studios or Lewis and Irene. Lewis and Irene. And I just thought that was such a lovely like spring colours. There's the swallows. I think they're swallows. Swallows, swifts, kind of birds, owls, rabbits, dandelions. I love that one. So there's that one. So I've got that one to make up project bags. These two, someone has ordered a project binder off me. So I ordered that fabric ready. I also love this one. If you like bees, this is right up your street. Now, I'm sure they call them in America, is it bee scaps or bees? Obviously, we call them beehives, but they are so sweet. And I had that colour, the ivory, And I had a similar one then. I think this is the charcoal, which is lovely as well. I just love fabric. And obviously I'm thinking now no buy until July. But my caveat is that'll just be cross-stitch stuff. Because I'll still, if I'm making project bags to sell, you need to keep up with projects that are going on. This is a lovely one with the hummingbirds. Lovely bag for Song of the Seasons. So there's that one with the flowers. Then this one is in the olive green, and that is just the hummingbirds. I think is with hibiscus flowers. That was written down. I'm not that good with flora and fauna, so yes, that's how I knew that was a hibiscus flower. This is really cute. The snow globes. I love snow globes. Then this one, I didn't order a 1/2 metre, which I find very odd of this one, but this is so cute. Oh, this is Dashwood Studios. This is called Animal Magic. It's a lovely one for Easter projects, perhaps. How cute is this? Camper vans. That is lovely jubbly. Then, this is a nice one as well, with the watering cans and the little birdies. Do you know, until I haven't been to the gym for a while, my shoulders are killing pulling this up. Then, this is another lovely one. I think Lindsay from Stitch and Magic is fancying this one for a project bag. Hummingbirds and the hibiscus. And then I ordered some more of the fabric that I've made my project bag out of for Song of the Seasons. That is rather lovely. I waited quite a long time then from this order. This is from Oh So Crafty, and they're usually pretty good, but I don't know whether they're just a bit overwhelmed. But then I had about 4 different emails saying, oh, sorry, this bit you've ordered is now out of stock. And I'm thinking if they just packed everything on the same day, they could have just let me know in one go what was out of stock. So I had this one, which I thought would be lovely, like Valentine projects. There it is, with the little cupids. I had that one in the charcoal and in the, I think it's the beige background. There it is. Oh, it's a nicer colour in real life than it was shown on the screen then. This is a cute one with rabbits and like Arctic foxes. That's a nice wintry one. So if you've got nice wintry designs you're looking for a bag for, this is cute. Look at me. They're all cute. That's why I bought them. That's lovely with the robin and the owls and the wintry trees and the wintry moon. To be honest, if it's winter in Wales, it'd have to have rain on it all the time. Strawberries. I do like strawberry designs. Then I love teal. I love polka dots. I love teal. I love it all. Listen to me. I just love buying stuff, I think. This is a nice one as well for a wintry design. There we are, with some horses. Love this. This is called, I think this is called Jane Austen fabric. I'm sure it's something like that. And it's got all books on it. Isn't that lovely? I'm nearly at the end now, for anyone who might have dropped off to sleep now. This one's got sewing paraphernalia on it. Buttons and rickrack and spools. And then this one, Alice in Wonderland and the characters. So I'm planning now over Christmas, stitching up a load of new project bags that'll be going in my shop then, probably January time, because shipping's going to be a bit hit and miss now for the next few weeks. But yeah, it's nice to have some new fabric for some new stock. Obviously, I've got other fabric as well I need to use. I can confess that to you because I feel that all you lovely people the other side of the screen are here because you're just like me, and you. I think so. I think we're all maximalists and we're crafters. So I've got 3 days of advent calendars to show you. So the first one is going to be a quick flash. Not of me, I'm not flashing, just of this chart. That was from Caterpillar Cross Stitch. That's called Jolly Stitches. And then I'm so glad now that they're also giving the PDF for these because I do prefer that lately to stitch off my tablet. So there was that one. Then this was Holly's Haberdashery. This is the Tilda fabric. It's a rather nice one. This is lovely. This is Always Knitting and Sewing. And the next two fabrics from Always Knitting and Sewing match this one beautifully. I'll show you then all three of them at the end. And then I had a bookmark, and I was saying, oh, there's lovely, a bookmark. And then I mainly read off my Kindle these days, but I do like the Lucy Put Away. I like those little sheep bums. Aren't they cute? And they do love little sheep bums. There we go. So that was 14th, 13th, 12th, 11th. Is that right? No, 13th, 12th. Yeah, the 11th. That's the 11th. So this next one then is the 12th. And I love this one because I love scissors. I've got a real thing for scissors. I've got a real thing for a lot of things. This is Caterpillar Cross Stitches Stalk scissors. And they're like a holographic sort of colour. And aren't they pretty? I like, oh, there we go. I like to have scissors within each project so then I can just pick up the project and know that everything's ready to go. This one is day 12. And it's called Whole Lot of Lovely. So this is Bothy Threads. And that's Ada. And the fabric there. The colours. They are pretty colours, aren't they? But I can't guess the author. Designer. Oh, gosh. There we are. And this was the lovely Tilda fabric from Holly's Haberdashery. I've been so delighted with all the fabric. And then that is from Always Knitting and Sewing. So it matches that one beautifully. And then the next one also matches. So the next one is day 13. So there's my Tilda fabric from Holly's Haberdashery for day 13. That's a nice one, isn't it? Says me, who's liked everything. And then this one is Always Knitting and Sewing. And that is so pretty. Oh, let's try and get it. That is lovely. So that, as you can see, it coordinates beautifully with all of these ones as well. And, oh, I love this one, Caterpillar Cross Stitch. Love this one. A stocking one. I do love me a needle minder, scissors. Well, all of the accessories really. And then this was what we had from Bothy Threads. And I'm a bit concerned because it's more of an embroidery thing. And I haven't really done much embroidery, but I'm going to give it a try. There it is. Is that a... No, that's not upside down. And then this is what it's going to turn out like. So I'd have to practice some stitches. I used to be able to do some of these stitches, but then I've slept a lot since then. So there we go. And it's got the backing felt, it's got the threads, and it's got the little ornament then to put it in. So that is rather lovely, isn't it? But whether or not I'll do it is another matter. I need to challenge myself. I'm thinking, I've just watched Lindsay from Stitching Magic 111 and Sharon from How She Stitches, and they are thinking about how to challenge themselves next year. And I think for me is to try some embroidery stitches rather than sticking solely to cross stitch. But I don't want to go down any rabbit holes. I don't want to sort of go willingly. I go willingly down rabbit holes. I'm not dragged kicking and screaming like in Stranger Things or something. I do sort of go jump head first. So yeah, there's some lovely things there. Today's was lovely as well, with a little bit of something to keep you guessing with Caterpillar Cross Stitch. So I'm on day 2 now of Holiday House, and I've only got then 2 more whips on my wheel. I'm looking forward to whip goal next year. So this week I bought some lovely threads again from Threads For You. Claire is so helpful. So if you're looking for DMC threads, I think she also does classic colour works. I'm sure she does, but because I haven't sort of gone down that avenue yet, I haven't sort of bought any of those. I've also had some nice Ada ready for my Prairie Schooler samplers and nutcrackers. I've also just finished, I'm looking over there because that's where they are, so it'll remind me where they are. I've also just kitted up my Christmas Tiny Town to join in with Cross Stitch Sarah and Bethany from Ducks and Crosses for their Christmas Day start of a Tiny Town. So I've got that ready. And I've also got the last couple of threads that I needed to join in with Lindsay at Stitch and Magic and a group of other girls for the Tiny Modernist, I think it's called Snow Beautiful, is their winter sal. No, it's not a sal, it's a winter sampler. So I've got lots and lots kitted now, ready to go. So I am thinking I am going to go for this no buy until July. As I said, threads are like milk. You'll need those, don't you? That's like an ingredient, isn't it? Like you have your spices. Threads are like spices as well, and they're something that you can't do without. But I'm going to try and stop buying so many charts because I've got all these charts that I haven't even started. But we'll see how long I can stick to that. I'm expecting my cotton and twine subscription boxes obviously each month, so that should keep me busy. I haven't finished. I wanted to finish that Mary Mouse ornament. I haven't done that. I wanted to finish my cotton and twine festive deer. I haven't done that. And I haven't finished my Tiny Modernist Eat, Stitch and Be Merry for Christmas either. So I'm thinking Festive Fridays next year. At least then I've got an excuse. I've got to get a festive whip out, haven't I? And I was thinking that perhaps choose the same one for each month. So I'll try and make inroads into finishing things off. I'd also like to make an ornament a month next month. I don't know whether I'm going to have extra days in these months or something because I'm planning an awful lot. So today's anecdote actually happened to me recently when I went to Marks and Spencer's. And my husband and I were having breakfast. We're not ones to go out and have breakfast and things like that. But I'd had to take something back to Next. Lee was driving because I hadn't been feeling very well. So I said, no, you go and sit down now. I'm in the queue. Because otherwise, he'd be looking at the prices and I'd have like a piece of dry bread because he'd think, oh, you're not paying that. Because he can be a bit tight like that. So there I was, and I got my purse out and I had this little bag. For some reason, I must have had about 20 panty liners in this bag. I have no idea why. I think I'd carried them somewhere, and instead of sort of carrying them in my hand, I have no idea, but they ended up in my bag. And I pulled my purse out, my phone and my purse, and these panty liners went flying through the air like confetti. So there was a massive queue because they had a coffee machine down, so there were lots of people there, so they all sort of looked. The woman by the side of me looked, and only trying to get things really quickly. And the one had landed on the old man's shoe, who was just stood in front of me on his walking stick. So I'm saying, oh, sorry, as I'm trying to pick up all these panty liners off the floor to put back in my bag. And they're obviously in a nice bright pink packet, just so everyone could see them. And then I'm in the queue then, sort of giggling to myself because the last time, I do have a bit of a problem in Marks and Spencer's food hall because the last time we managed to have breakfast out, Lee again had gone to sit down, and I'd said to him, I'm going to nip to the loo first. I pushed this door, and it wasn't the toilet. It was the alarmed fire door, and this huge alarm went off, and all the staff from the food hall came running, and I'm going, I'm so sorry. That was me. I've just pushed the fire door. And I can remember going back to my seat then, and Lee said, I don't know what's just gone on then. He said, all the staff went running, a big alarm went off. And I was like, yeah, it was my fault. So perhaps I think perhaps the universe is telling me just stay away from Marks and Spencer's and stay home and eat Weetabix, something like that. So, as I say, I'm so sorry for leaving you in the lurch. So Karen, this one's for you because my friend Karen was saying, are you filming one today, Nick? So I've done everything for Sunday dinner for my nephew to come over later. So I thought, right, let's get on and get it done. So thank you all so much for joining me. As I say, the clock is ticking away now, ready to get down for Christmas. So I hope you're all more organised than I am because I haven't wrapped a thing yet. I'm hoping now to see you tomorrow morning. And hopefully I'll have a little bit of progress on my nutcracker. So take care everyone. Hwyl fawr.